Hello, it's Frank Calabro Jr. and welcome to the training. What we're going to do in this particular video is I'm going to show you how to connect Power Lead System and AWeber together, okay? How do you connect these two platforms together? Why would you want to do that? And, what are the benefits of this? And here's what I can tell you guys. I actually done this in the very early days of Power Lead System when I first started using this platform, because I've always had AWeber. I've had AWeber for years before Power Lead System, and I connected the two platforms together. It's really all I know. And here's what I do, basically in a nutshell. What I do is, with Power Lead System, I collect all of my leads, okay? So 100% of my leads, this is an example, come through a Power Lead System landing page, 100%, okay? And then what happens is I collect the email address, and then I show them a product, a service, whatever. It doesn't matter what it is, a business, a network marketing company. Doesn't matter what it is. I show them that. But when I collect this email address, what happens is it automatically gets stored inside of Power Lead System. Okay, maybe actually we'll do a demonstration here. And also simultaneously, it's kind of like auto-magically, that same email address will get stored in my AWeber account, okay? Now, why would I want to do this? The reason I want to do this is I do all of my follow-up, all of my email marketing, all of my autoresponders, and all of my one-time scheduled broadcasts, okay, we call them email broadcast, to my contacts with AWeber. So I use AWeber for my email marketing, guys, okay? I use Power Lead System to generate my leads. That's the way I do it. And let me show you how it works. Let's put an email address in here. Let's just, so you can see, let's go ahead and click here. Let's put in the captcha code, and I'm going to show you guys how to connect these two platforms together, okay? But I want to give you like a visual of how this exactly works, okay? In this particular example, I'm showing them a product, a service, what have you. This is a sales page, okay? All right, now, I collected an email address, okay? So let's click on contacts over here, okay? And we'll click on Contact Manager, and you'll see my email address should be in this Contact Manager, and also it should be, you see it right there? There's the email address I just entered in, okay? There it is, guys, right there, okay? I'm going to go ahead and just delete it for training purposes. And then over here at AWeber, let's see if I'm going to click on subscribers. And this was added today. So let's go to added today. It hasn't hit yet. Oh, hang on, guys. You know what? I got to find the list. I got to find the domain name that we were using. It's probably in here. Okay, I'm using Frank Calabro Jr. online.com. So what I got to do in my AWeber is I got to go to Frank Calabro Jr. online. Where is it? Where is it? Right here. Okay, now it'll be in here. I've got individual lists for every single domain. I'll show you guys that in a moment. So added today. All right, and there I am, guys, right there, Frank. So you can see what happened. I just collected the email address over here in Power Lead System, and I also collected it in AWeber, so now I can follow up my email marketing with AWeber. And like I said, at some point in your professional marketing career, you're going to want to do this. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. This is the way the pros do it, okay? All right, now, I'm going to go ahead and delete that. And I'm going to go back to my home page at AWeber, and I'm going to show you how to set this up. I'm going to click home. What I do, just so you guys can see this, every single domain name that I own, and there's hundreds of them, okay? And they're probably not all in here because I also use GetResponse, but we're going to just talk about AWeber today, okay? Every single name that I own, I have a separate list for that name. So what does that mean? Okay, this example right here, Frank Calabro Jr. .online, okay? I've got a list named that, so that means every single time I generate a lead for that list, I know right here it came from this landing page. And I got this for every single landing page that I own, okay? Let's just see. Here's another example. Here's the foreverwealthsystem.com, okay? So if I go over to my AWeber you can see foreverwealthsystem.com. I've got a list named that. It's right here. Okay. I've got a list named that. So every single name I use, domain name that I create, that I purchase and I use, I've got a list inside of my AWeber named the exact same thing. This is how I segment my list, and this is how I know where all of my leads come from, okay? These 284 leads came from foreverwealthsystem.com, okay? You guys see how I do this? Okay, this is the way I've been doing it for years. It's the only thing I know, guys. It's the only way I know how to do marketing. I keep it very simple. I keep it very organized, okay? Now, how do you connect these two things together? Now, I'll actually put a button below this video, guys. I'll put a button below this video, and I'll give you guys my AWeber link, okay? Either a button or a link I'll put below this video, and I'll give you guys some additional resources, too, as far as Power Lead System and that kind of stuff, but I'll put that below the video in the description. But let's talk about connecting these two platforms together, because that's what I really want to teach you here in this particular training. I'm going to show you how to connect these things together. And it's actually quite simple, guys. And I don't even know if there's a training out there that shows how to do this, but there's about to be, because here it comes, guys. Okay. Now, first thing you got to do is you got to have an AWeber account. So if you don't have AWeber, I'm going to put a link or a button below this video. You can go ahead and enroll, sign up for AWeber. You guys can check the pricing. I can't remember. I believe they give you a free month, and then it's $19 a month. Up until 500 leads, and then it keeps bumping up. Listen, guys, I've had over 100,000 people on my AWeber list. It can get expensive, but trust me, when you got a list that big, you're making money, man. It'll be nothing as far as cost of doing business. It'll be absolutely nothing in the bigger scheme of things. And there's no such thing as 100% overhead-free business. We all know that. We're all professionals, okay? But you can sign up for completely free. Now, the first thing that you got to do when you connect the two together is, first of all, you want to create a list inside of AWeber, like I just showed you, okay? I create lists inside of AWeber. What I like to do is name my list the same as my domain name. But you can come up with your own system, your own strategy, whatever it is that you want to do, okay? So in the back office, you're going to click on Manage Lists in AWeber once you open up an account, or if you already have an account. And then once you do that, you'll click on Create a List, okay? And listen, guys, I may go fast, so you can just pause the video, do this step, and then resume the video, okay? All right, let's zoom in on this a little bit. Now you're going to go to Set Up Your List, okay? We're going to go to Set Up Our List. All right, and you got to fill out this information, company name, whatever you use. If you use an LLC or whatever it may be, you can use your name, whatever it is that you guys want to put in there, your company website. Now, I've got a blog, guys. I got my blog, planetmillionaire.com. I always put that in there. You can put your blog in there. You can put a landing page in there, your domain name, whatever it is that you want, okay? And it says you can, okay, then you got to have actually an address, a physical address that goes below your emails, okay? Physical address that goes below your emails, you got to have that. And then sender's name, and then sender's email. Now, I got HostGator, guys, so I use a hosted email account. That's what I use, okay? But you got to have that in there, and then you're going to click Next Step. Okay, let's go on to the next page. Now, this is important. You're going to describe your list, okay? Now, here's what I do. I just showed you guys what I do. And for training purposes, I just put in PLS-mydomainname.com, because that's what I do, guys. This is the way I do it. I name my stuff the same thing as my domain names. That's just the way I do it. You guys can come up with your own system. You got to have a description in here, 400 words max. And for training purposes, I just put craziness in here. You know, this list is for training purposes. Connect Power Lead System and AWeber, made simple. Subscribers will receive email update, tips, whatever. But you got to put something here that describes your list. What's your email list about? What product, what service, what solutions, what training, whatever it may be, okay? Once you fill that out, you're going to click on Next Step. Okay, and then confirmation message. Now, we can zoom in on this, I guess, a little bit. Your confirmation message, you can leave this alone. You can customize it. Yes, you can customize this. I usually just leave it the way it is default. I just usually leave this alone. Unless you want to customize this, okay, you can just leave it alone. You can click approve message and create the list. Then your list is going to be created. All right, now, once your list is created, you're going to see it populate in your AWeber back office. It'll be whatever name that you called it. It's going to be right there, current list. And then what you're going to do is click on list settings. There's a couple things that we need to adjust. All right, let's zoom in on this. There's some important stuff on this slide, so let's take our time with this a little bit. Okay, there's basically 3 steps. Now, the first one, the list name, it should populate. Now, you can change this if you made a mistake or you want to call it something different. You can come in here and change this anytime you want. Okay. Now, your unique list ID, that number is always going to be the same. And I actually copy and paste these. I got these in a notepad, and I know what domain name what list name is connected to what list ID. Okay. So you may want to copy this and put it in a notepad and match up the list name. Okay. Then there's the list description. Okay. Now then you got your from address. Okay. I'm using Frank Calabro Jr. I'm using my HostGator email account, what I'm using for an address. Okay. Then contact address. This gets printed below your emails. Okay. It's over by the unsubscribe button. Okay. And then notifications. This is optional. And you can put your name and email address in here. And this is what this is if you get someone that subscribes, do you want an email notification? Now, it's completely optional. You can just leave it blank, okay? And if you want it, put it in there. Say, for example, you're doing a solo ad, okay? You're doing a solo ad, and you want to know every single time you get an opt-in, well, then maybe you might want to put this information in there, okay? It's completely optional, guys. And then you'll save your settings, okay? That's basically the step 1 of the list settings, okay? Now, step 2 is personalize your list. That's what we're going to do next. Don't skip any of these, guys. These are all equally important, okay? All right, so we're going to go on to step 2, okay? Personalize our list. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, make this nice and clear. Now, there's going to be a bunch of stuff on this page, and once again, a lot of this stuff is optional, but I'm going to show you what I do. You can do what you guys want to do. As far as company branding, you can put your name in there, your website, your company name, whatever you want, guys. You can put whatever you want up there. Your website URL, once again, I just put my blog in there. You can put a logo up here or a picture. Once again, completely optional. Email signature, you can put something in there. I used to put something in there. Now I just pretty much just leave it blank, okay? Now you have the option of connecting your Twitter and your Facebook page, okay? Completely optional, but I've connected them both. So Twitter and Facebook page, okay? And what that'll do is when you do an email broadcast, you can actually broadcast to your Twitter account and your Facebook page through like this, I guess like an API type connection. It'll connect and it'll actually send a tweet out and it'll be on your Twitter page when you do an email broadcast, and the same thing with your Facebook page, okay? Once again, it's optional, but you can connect those 2 sites there. Okay, broadcast archive settings, include web form, include my Twitter link. You can check those boxes or uncheck those boxes. Mine are checked. You guys can do exactly what I do. The snippet, you can skip that. It's totally up to you. And then you're going to hit save settings. Now, this will complete step 2, guys. We got one more important step, which is going to be you're going to want to click on confirmation page. So basically, if you want to flip back and forth, you'll click on basic settings. You click on personalize your list. And then you'll just click on this confirmation page button right here, which is what we're going to go to next. Now, this is the important part, and it's all important, guys, but this is really important. So let's talk about this confirmation page. Now, here's what happens, guys. You have the option of having double opt-in, and what that means is, in simple terms, is somebody opts into your landing page, and then before they get an email, they're going to have to go to an email and say, yes, I want to receive emails, okay? It's completely optional. So But what I do is I always shut off the double opt-in, always. I take both of these buttons and I slide them to the off position so that they're both red, okay? I've always done it like this, guys. I want single opt-in. I don't want people to confirm an email to say, yes, send me an email. I don't want to go through that extra step, that extra hurdle, okay? So what I do is I shut this off. And then I hit Save Settings. Now, this is important, guys. This is extremely important. When you shut this off, it's really not off yet, okay? Yes, it's off in your back office, but AWeber made a change a couple years ago. It's been quite some time now. You got to call AWeber, guys, okay? You got to call them and listen very close to what I'm going to say. Listen very close. Number one rule when you call AWeber, you do not tell them you're connecting your AWeber account to Power Lead System or anything through API connection. You do not say that ever, because if you say that, they're not going to do what you ask them to do, okay? All we're going to ask them to do, and we're going to be real polite, and I usually laugh and joke with the people from AWeber, and they always do this for me, guys. 100% of the time, they've always taken care of me. The support there has been excellent, okay? My experience, and I've been using AWeber for years now. I ask them politely, I say, hello, it's Frank Calabro Jr. calling, and I'm calling about my list name. I tell them what list I'm working on, okay? It could be my entire account, but if I create a brand new list, I call them up and say, can you do me a favor and manually turn off the double opt-in on your end for list name, whatever it is that you named your list. They're going to ask you the list name. Maybe you could give them the list number. I'm not really sure, but I just tell them the list name. And then usually someone on the phone over at AWeber says, sure, we'll shut that off for you. And they shut it off, and then it's manually turned off on their end. Okay? Now, what this is going to allow to happen is the email addresses now will go into Power Lead System, and they'll also be dropped into your AWeber account for the list that you just created. Okay? Now, everybody got that, right? You do not tell AWeber that you're connecting to AWeber through API connection through something called Power Lead System. Okay? You do not mention PLS ever. If you mention PLS, they will not do this to you, for you. Okay? They don't want you connecting to this thing. Okay? I'm just telling you guys, all right? For whatever reason, I'm not going to get into all the technical stuff. Okay? Then you hit Save My Settings. All right, let's go on to the next slide. Okay, now we're going to go into the Power Lead System side. We're done at AWeber, guys. Everything's done at AWeber. And you're going to have to do that thing at AWeber every time you create a new list. And I just tell them to shut it off on all my lists. Can you shut off the double opt-in on all my lists? And I did that one time. It was years ago. I can't remember when. It was a long time ago, guys. And they did it. They just shut it all off, and it's been all off. And I create a new list. I just call them up, and they take care of it for me. Okay, now we're over at Power Lead System, so you can go log in at Power Lead System. I'll show you how to connect these two together. We're almost done, guys. It's real simple. Once you get your AWeber set up, it's almost done. What you're going to want to do is hover over websites. You'll get the drop-down menu. Click on AWeber GetResponse. Okay. Now, once you do that, pick a domain name. Just pick one that you have in your drop-down menu. Okay, and then click Go. Now, this is what you're going to see next. Which autoresponder campaign do you want people to receive? Now, make sure that you have box 1 checked, the bolt checker, and you have your AWeber checked, okay? Now, it's optional if you want to have a Power Lead System autoresponder campaign go out, okay? 99% of the time, I have that unchecked because I'm not using the autoresponder inside of PLS. I use AWeber, guys. I write custom emails, okay? I don't like using shared emails, and it's not a good idea to do that, guys, especially as a professional. You want 100% original emails in your own words that you create. I know there's a lot of people that copy my stuff word for word. And listen, when you're brand new, I can see it, people doing it, but as soon as you can create your own emails, you want to do it, because eventually your list is going to find out what you're doing, At least some of those people will. And they might leave you. They might say, well, you're just copying so-and-so. Why do I want to follow you? You're just a copycat. I want to work with the original. Do you see what I'm getting at, guys? You could damage your brand. I don't want to get off topic here. But the bottom line is I write 100% original emails, and I always have. Once in a while, I'll swipe an email from one of my mentors. Once in a while, okay? But that's like once in a blue moon. I'm talking like 2-3 times a year, maybe. If that. I just prefer to write my own emails. Okay, so make sure you have the 2 boxes checked. And you'll be able to, it says right here, you're going to set up the AWeber on the next page, okay? There's nothing you can select yet. At this point, you're just going to click the submit box. Now, here's the next thing that we're going to see, okay? Let's zoom in on this just a little bit, I think. Just a little bit so we could just see it just a little more clear. Okay, here's the next thing that we're going to see. Now, this is real simple, guys. Okay, we can put a website visitor who opt in on your web page directly into your AWeber account. We need your access permission, okay? It's showing you a sample of what the opt-in, the form is going to be that you got to connect. And it says right here, make sure you're connecting to a genuine AWeber.com page to avoid phishing. Click this link, AWeber permission page. So look for this. This is kind of small, but look for this. Click on that, okay? Click on that. And what's going to happen is you're going to go over to AWeber. You're going to have to get a code that you're going to have to paste into this box, okay? And then you're going to click access my AWeber account. So let's go ahead and go to the next page, and let's look at that form. It's real simple, guys. Here's what's going to pop up. Now, you're going to have to log back into your AWeber account, putting in your login name and your password, and you're going to have to click Allow Access, okay? All right, let's see what we're going to see next. Now, here's where you're going to get that code, okay? You're going to get the AWeber code. You're going to grab all that big, long string of code. You're going to grab the whole thing in that box, copy it. You're going to paste it in your Power Lead system in that box, okay? Now, once you paste it in that box and you save it, you're going to get this screen. It's going to say your AWeber connection has been updated, okay? Now, you can actually connect the 2 things together by clicking the first box, the bolt checker. The autoresponder campaign is optional, okay? You can click an autoresponder campaign in the back of Power Lead system if you wish, okay? And you're also going to check the box where it says AWeber. And then in this drop-down menu, you're going to find the list name that you created, and you're going to hit submit. And it's that simple, guys. And you're going to do this each and every single time you create a new list, okay? A new AWeber list. You're going to do this each and every single time. I've got a new list for every single domain name. That's just the way I prefer to do it, okay? I show you guys exactly what I do. And that's it, guys. It's that simple to connect AWeber and PLS. And all the pros do this. All the professionals do this. At some point in your career, you will do this. I did this when I was a newbie. When I was brand new to Power Lead System, as soon as we could connect the 2 things together, I did it immediately. And I'm trying to remember, guys, it's been some years. Could I connect it the very first day with Power Lead System? I don't remember. But it was shortly after Power Lead System launched that we could connect AWeber together. And then GetResponse, I remember, came along afterwards. Okay, I also have a GetResponse account, and I've also got that connected to my AWeber. I use them both, guys. I use both, but it's totally up to you. This particular training is going to be on AWeber. All right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up, man. I think I covered everything. It's pretty simple, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. That's how you're going to connect your Power Lead System and your AWeber together, okay? And like I said, I'll put some additional resources below this video. I'll put a button, I'll put some links so you guys can grab AWeber number 1, and I'm going to give you guys some additional resources for Power Lead System you guys can go through. And if you guys want to learn more stuff from Frank Calabro Jr., the best thing you can do is go over to planetmillionaire.com, and you can subscribe to this email list right here. And I actually give my students a valuable marketing course that I value at over $2,500. And my students get all 8 videos. This is very powerful stuff. You've never seen training like this before. and you get all 8 videos. I value at $2,500 for this course, completely free, and you'll be connected to Frank Calabro Jr. You guys will be able to keep up with what I'm doing, what I'm working on, all that kind of cool stuff. Also, real quickly, if you click on the community tab, these are all my official profiles, okay, right here on social media. Make sure that when you connect to Frank Calabro Jr. on social media, that you're only connected to the profiles on this page. There's actually a lot of fake stuff out there in my name, guys. It's ridiculous. It's really out of control. A lot of these third world country people, I don't understand what they're doing, trying to use my name to make money, man. I guess that's the price of fame or something. But these are the official profiles. These are the only official profiles that I have. Anything else that you see, it is not real. That I can assure you. All right, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this training. I enjoyed teaching this. We'll talk again real soon in a future tutorial. Frank Calabro Jr. signing off. Thank you.